Welcome to a new box office breakdown show here in Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinnenberg. Today, I am breaking down the box office of this past weekend, which is the final box office weekend in the month of April, which is April 25th to the 27th, 2025. So if you're new to the channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I do this video and show every single Tuesday. I also do daily on a daily basis movie reviews, TV show reviews, out of theater reactions, and movie ranking videos. Tons of videos planned for the month of May. I'll let you know more about that at the end of the video. So if you're new to the channel, this is the channel for you if you like any one of those things. So subscribe and ring the bell. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on the box office situation? What did you see this past weekend? Any ideas to keep getting this many people back in theaters? What is your big, bold predictions for the summer movie season? Let me know in the comment section down below. And also, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Helps YouTube recommend my video to more people. So without further ado, let's get into this past weekend's box office, just domestic, which was the 25th to the 27th, 2025. And in first place at number one for the second straight weekend is Warner Brothers' Sinners, which had one of the most shocking, amazing drops in the history of cinema, a 5% drop for Sinners. It made another 45.7 million, 123.2 domestic. Unbelievable numbers. Again, sorry I haven't been here the last 2 weeks covering the box office. One time I was busy. Second time I got sick. So now I'm back covering box office every Tuesday for you guys. But Sinners has been an amazing hit in theaters. Now, yes, people are saying, well, it's not doing great internationally, and it isn't going to touch Minecraft or any of these type of movies. You have to understand budgets, right? Sinners has a $90 million budget. This is not a $150 million movie. For this movie to make this type of money and a 6% drop really just shows the true word of mouth for Sinners. It did very well opening weekend, very, very well. But when it has a 5% drop, that means not just is repeat viewing extremely high, but also the word of mouth is very strong for the movie. Now, also, it had a benefit that no movies this weekend took up its IMAX screen. So it basically kept all of its IMAX screens this weekend. It shared Dolby screens with Revenge of the Sith and The Accountant 2. So it kept its IMAX screen. Now it's losing its IMAX screens this weekend in place of Thunderbolts. But it felt like an event. The fact that it's the only movie that is shot specifically for IMAX this year is very shocking. And as said in my review of Sinners, Ryan Coogler, I think, has become Christopher Nolan, meaning his name in the future will just sell a movie. This really obviously helps Michael B. Jordan, who outside of Coogler's films hasn't really broken out in that leading way. He's currently directing and starring in the Thomas Crown Affair remake. I'm soon going to really want Creed 4 down the line with Michael B. Jordan. So his star will be on the rise. This entire cast will do really good off of this. Haley Steinfeld, who's been struggling for big-time roles, she'll probably get a lot of work out of this. A lot of people, Jack O'Connell, you can see a lot of people from this movie pop up in other things. So a massive win for Warner Brothers. And the good news, Ryan Coogler signed a very lucrative exclusive deal where in 25 years, all of the rights to this project don't go to the studio, they go to the Coogler family. So really cool stuff. Sinners at number one. Something also cool at number two this week was the re-release of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, the 20th anniversary of the film back in 2005. It made $25.4 million, the second highest opening ever for a re-release ever. It is amazing. Now, I do think a lot of people saying, well, this means what Star Wars needs to be doing. This definitely felt like a one-time thing where it felt like my generation especially all went out to see this movie. Now, from my perspective, this could be many people. Let me know in the comment section. This movie came out when I was 3 years old, and I grew up with the prequels when I was a kid. Plus, I really grew up with Dave Filoni's Clone Wars, and it made me love the prequels a lot more growing up. And Revenge of the Sith, while it's not in my top, it's in my top three. It's not my number one Star Wars movie. It's a movie that I've loved and seen the most, maybe out of any movie in my life. And I still had never seen it in the movie theater. And I did get a chance to see it on Friday at an amazing time, pretty packed theater, a lot of Star Wars fans. It was a lot of fun. But I think a lot of people are in my camp, which is either they were really young the last time they saw Revenge of the Sith, or they're now my age where we just missed the boat on seeing Revenge of the Sith as a kid in theaters and finally are getting to do it for the first time. And clearly, again, the prequels were really, and I'm being for real, really hated back in 2005. So hated that it made George Lucas sell Star Wars to Disney. That's how much those prequel movies were hated. That it got to the breaking point where George Lucas says, I am done making movies for these people. It is enough. And here we are now 20 years later. And while not a lot of people believe that the prequels are top tier Star Wars as a whole, they are a lot more beloved and respected, not just by the original generation, but my generation in particular. And you can see that if once again, another film that felt like an event this weekend. So again, I don't think it's changed anything in Star Wars' creative moving forward. Again, Hayden Christensen was already in Ahsoka. He'll be in Ahsoka season 2. We already had a season of Obi-Wan. So I don't think they're going to do anything more creative around this timeline. As a Star Wars fan, it's really nice to see Revenge of the Sith get this much love in theaters. If you saw Revenge of the Sith, let me know your experience down in the comments section down below. In third place is the only major release, one of two major releases that hit theaters, and that is The Accountant 2, which opened to $24.5 million. Really good opening for The Accountant 2. Now the first movie opened at 24.7. This is 24.5. But for a sequel, for a movie that came out 9 years ago, this is an extremely strong opening. The budget is around $80 million. So again, even less than Sinners. So this is a very solid opening. I think at this point, we all know Affleck is clearly someone who will get people to the theater a little bit at this point. And the rise of Jon Bernthal, who when they made the first Accountant, while he's a big part of the first Accountant movie, he was not as well known to the general public. But Bernthal is one of the hardest working actors. You'll see him in 5 to 6 projects a year. And they both were promoted for it. This should help both these people's careers a ton. In fourth place this past weekend was Minecraft. In its fourth weekend, dropping 44%, another $22 million domestic for Minecraft. It's up to $379.9 million domestic. Unbelievable. What a run for a Minecraft movie. And then wrapping up the top 5 is Until Dawn. Its first weekend from Sony. It made $8 million. The good news is for Until Dawn, its budget was only $15 million. So did not take a lot for this movie to break even worldwide. So this movie will make its money in the box office and really make its money down the line on streaming, which is once it has its PVOD run, it's a Sony movie. So in like 5 or 6 months, this movie will be available on Netflix. Moving on to the overall numbers this year, domestic. Minecraft is still the biggest movie of the year, $380 million domestic, and domestic is only US and Canada. Captain America Brave New World just climbed over $200 million, $200.2 million domestically, but that is a pretty rough bomb for Disney. They need a win, and they have another MCU movie hitting theaters this Friday. Sinners is at number 3, $128 million. Domestically, really good stuff for Sinners. Those are the 3 movies over 100 million domestic this year. Dogman is at 4 of 97 million. Snow White is at 5 of 85. Then down to 55 is The King of Kings at number 6. One of Them Days at 7 with 46 million. Mickey 17 at 8 with 46 million as well. Paddington and Peru at 9 with 45 million. And The Monkeys at number 10 with 39 million. Now worldwide is where we combine the international and the domestic box office. A Chinese film is at number 1. Minecraft is the biggest movie from America in the world, as it has so far made $815 million worldwide, 380 domestic, 435 internationally. I still don't think this movie will be able to get to $1 billion, as multiple now summer movies will be hitting theaters, but we shall see. Again, it's around 175 million to go to get to $1 billion. We shall see. A Chinese film is at number 3. Captain America Brave New World is at 4 of 414 million worldwide, which is, again, Minecraft doubling the next movie behind it. Disney Snow White is at 5 of 195 million. Sinners is at 6, $168 million. Again, I said it's 128 domestic, only $40 million internationally for Sinners. A movie's at number 7 from China. Dog Man is at 8 with 143 worldwide. Bridget Jones, Mad About That Boy, is at number 9 with all of its money made internationally, which was 128 million. And Mickey 17 is at number 10 with 126 million dollars. So we are now heading to the best time of the year if you're a movie fan, the summer movie season. And it kicks off this weekend with Marvel's Thunderbolts, the first of 2 MCU movies hitting theaters in the summer, and the second of 3 MCU movies hitting theaters in 2025. Marvel is already trying to move on very quickly from Captain America Brave New World. There is speculation this movie is supposed to hit. They say if it doesn't hit $100 million or more, Marvel is in trouble. We shall see. I would project around 85 to 90, but again, out of the gates, this has been one of the strongest reviewed Marvel movies of all time. So we'll see if the word of mouth, which boosted Sinners, can't also boost Thunderbolts. But again, none of these actors have led MCU movies in the past. You have Florence Pugh, who's, again, one of the best actresses, but has been very much supporting roles in her MCU, especially David Harbour. You have Bucky, but he's also never been a lead character in most of these movies. So we will see how Thunderbolts does. The reviews are strong. I'll have an out-of-theater reaction and review for Thunderbolts on Friday. Also hitting limited release is the new Nick Cage thriller, The Surfer, that is also hitting theaters this upcoming Friday. So tons of videos, guys, hitting the channel this week. Yesterday, you got my review of Last of Us Season 2, Episode 3, as well as my out-of-theater reaction to Until Dawn. Today, you got my review of Until Dawn, as well as this video. Sometime tomorrow, we'll get my out-of-theater reaction for The Accountant 2, as well as my spoiler review of episodes 4 through 6 of Season 2 of Andor. Thursday, we'll get my review of The Accountant 2. Friday, you'll get my out-of-theater reaction and review for Thunderbolts. Back on Monday, you'll get my spoiler review of the new episode of Last of Us. And then back here on Tuesday for another new episode of Max Talks Box Office.